just a regular family dude, and they tried to say he had MS-14 or MS-13 tattooed on his knuckles, and when I heard that was photoshopped, I mean, it's like, how do you know what's true and what's not?
Man, you see fucking LA's burning right now.
LA's burning.
They're rioting right now in LA. Peaceful protesting.
Peaceful protesting.
Peaceful protesting.
LA loves to riot, though.
They peaceful love protest. You know what? I mean, who the hell in their right mind would even go to a peaceful protest? I would not go to a protest unarmed.
Oh, I don't go anywhere unarmed.
Right, and let alone a protest.
Yeah.
Where you got a damn armed militia coming up against you.
I just can't imagine putting yourself in a situation, like I understand the protest part of it, but from a physical safety standpoint,
oh man,
it's asses to elbows. The likelihood of something going wrong and you not being able to get out in time to, let's say the National Guard comes in like Kent State, although there's another story behind that too. The likelihood
you get your ass whooped is what's going to happen.
Goes way up. Yeah. Or dying goes way up.
Yeah.
Regardless of who sparks it off. If the peaceful protesters become,
I mean, what do you do when they start shooting gas and fucking rubber bullets at you? Do the protest stay peaceful? I mean, I don't know.
Not usually. Usually there's rocks and glass and Molotov cocktails. I just feel like that. I feel like your voice can be heard a better way, but sometimes I guess you got to do what you got to do.
What's that better way, Shane?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fuck it, take to the streets.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Redress your government.
But I think often we take to the streets for disingenuous reasons.
Oh shit!
Occupy Wall Street comes to mind.
Was that disingenuous?
I think it was.
Fucking billions of dollars wiped out. Retirement funds.
That was the.
That was the. And when you say billions of dollars wiped out, the money don't disappear; it goes somewhere.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So who the hell got rich?
That's a good point.
That time, where did that money go?
But it's easy to start something with the best intentions, and then it turned into something that's reprehensible.
Like
Proud Boys.
What about them?
I mean, they turned into a racist, anti. Anything other than themselves kind of group, and it started out almost as a joke between a couple of dudes.
Oh, I thought they always been what they were.
No. It started, the guy that quote unquote founded it renounced it very early. As soon as it started taking racial tendencies, he's like, no, this is not what I really was just making a joke. And I think it might have started on a podcast.
But is it racist though? Or is it nationalism? Is it racism or nationalism? Because I think you could be black and a part of the Proud Boys. Or even their head is a Hispanic black looking dude.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
But it could just be.
But either way, they've turned into a violent.
He's probably the only.
He might be the only.
The only one, not the group. He just happened to be the head.
And it helps to put him on the poster, right?
Yeah, it helps to say that we're not racist. Look, we got
the black guy up front. Yeah,
we got a black president. How racist is the country?
I'm not a racist. I have friends that are black.
Yeah, my friends are black. I got friends that are black. I don't see color.
Yeah.
Shit, I do.
Shut up. Everybody sees color.
Everybody see color.
If you say you don't see color,
you full of shit.
You're full of shit.
You are full of shit. That's red flags going, alarm bells going off. Oh, this motherfucker don't see color. Oh, God.
Bill Burr does a joke about that, like there's code word, where they're fixing to say some racist shit. I can't remember the bit, and I'm not going to try and do it. But, if you hear people say, I don't see color, no matter what color they are.
Right.
If you black and say you don't see color.
Or you start out, I'm not racist.
But it's always a but there. I'm not a racist, but.
When you get that caveat, but you finna now be diametrically opposed to whatever you just said.
That's
what I'm
but
saying?
Means. Yep.
But, however, comma. Oh, man.
I still don't think they ought to vote. Or whatever.
Who?
Don't clip it. No, I'm saying.
Oh,
the comment.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just sit in the back of the bus? Hell, it's nice back there.
It's nice back there. And that's where we culturally prefer to sit now.
It's safest in the crash anyway.
Like, that's where we want to sit. That's where all the black people want to sit, is in the back of the bus. I know even growing up, you wanted to be in the back. That's where all the cool kids hung out. That's where you can do shit.
Oh, yeah.
And the bus driver don't see.
In the school bus?
The school bus. We want to be on the back of the bus. You can kiss little Susie back there, whoever. Whatever goes on in the back of the bus.
Another brother move into the neighborhood. Hey, man, it's good to have you over.
That sounds like Key and Peele.
I think that you will dig this. Eyes like the skies are blue. Country music. Yeah, I grew up in Texas.
I seen this skit. And everything is racist.
Keep her safe from the homies in the wrong side of town where they're smoking the reefer and acting like clowns. Keep that pretty white dress from getting dirty and brown, because that's the American way.
That show is funny.
Key and Peele was great.
Key and Peele was funny.
You heard what Chappelle said about it, right? Something about how he gave up his show and then he had to spend the next 10 years watching people make his show. Watching Key and Peele make his show.
His show.
Yeah. Which I thought. And it's funny, they're doing that. And Chappelle had the black-white race. What was it? The black-white supremacist? What did he call it?
Yeah.
The dude is in the KKK.
The blind one?
Cletus? Was it? What was his name?
The blind guy, right? Yeah, he didn't know he was black.
What was his name?
I can't remember his damn name.
I want to say Cletus.
I got to go back and watch this Chappelle show.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I need to go on like a damn binge of it. Watch an episode a day or something. Just binge it.
Remember the racial draft?
If I could. Mm-hmm. I seen this one thing, like Key and Peele did this one where it was a zombie apocalypse, but all the zombies were racist. They were white. So black people were safe. Like they'll try to come in and attack it. They realize you black, and then they'll just turn around and walk the other way. The zombies, because the zombies were racist.
They're so racist.
That was fun. They wouldn't even eat a black person's
That's
brain.
racist right there.
That's some racist shit. The zombie won't even eat you. God dang. No dark meat for me.
No dark meat.
Hey, just breast.
I mean, I like the chicken breast.
Tenders.
I like the breast and wing. That's my favorite.
Wing is dark meat.
Is it?
Yeah.
You call wing dark meat? So the breast is the only white meat?
Breast is the only white meat on a chicken.
Well, hell, at least we got the biggest piece.
Yeah, you got the biggest piece. The wings, legs, and I like thighs. Thighs my favorite.
Thighs too.
Thighs my favorite piece of the chicken.
I like the thigh.
Yeah, the thigh is my favorite.
I'm not a big leg guy. Like I'm gonna eat the leg.
I don't too much care for the leg either. Yeah,
it's not my favorite.
I like the thigh.
But thankfully, Madeline likes to eat the eggs. So
thighs
the legs,
and wings.
Yeah,
yeah. Most kids do like the leg because I guess it's easy.
Wings are. I could eat hot wings almost every day.
How do we get fucking so conned into thinking that the wings we have now are real wings? Like they separate them. You get what I'm saying? So like growing up, we always had whole wings. When Mom made wings, it was a whole wing, like folded.
She didn't cut the wing portion. Yeah,
she didn't cut it in half like now. You go order a 30-piece from Wingstop.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. It's 30 half pieces.
It's 30 half pieces. It's not even a whole wing.
Yeah.
How do we get to the point to where they done damn sold us that bag of goods that you getting a damn wing? That's not a wing. That's a half a wing.
Yeah, but that's what they've done, man. Just like with everything else. It's increments.
It's fucked up.
They're taking one little thing away at a time. That's corporate America.
One little thing at a time.
Corporate America.
And now kids coming up, they don't even realize that, these two pieces go together, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to
I bet a lot of young people won't even know.
You're probably right.
That those two pieces go together. I need to do a survey.
Welcome to the show.
Survey some young folks.
What do you say we do an intro?
Young people don't know what they don't know.
Young people don't know what they don't know. But you know what? We don't know what we don't know either.
We don't know what we don't know. But yeah.
I wonder what the generations ahead of us were thinking that
we're fucking wet behind the ear.
Right. Every generation says that about the ones coming up.
One coming up.
And I'm going to be honest, I have real high hopes for the kids coming up now.
Oh, I definitely do.
I have definitely high hopes.
They're going to change the world.
I think they are.
Start with L.A.
Start with L.A.
With fucking L.A. right now.
Nah, L.A.'s never going to
burn this shit down.
They burned it down once already.
Yeah, Rodney King.
With Rodney King.
The 92 riots. Bunch of motherfuckers got their ass whooped during that time.
You want to know an interesting fact about the 92 riots?
Go ahead, Shane.
All of the McDonald's were untouched. Not one McDonald's was vandalized or hurt during those riots.
You need to fuel the riot. People need to eat.
Apparently, the local McDonald's franchise owner was good to the local communities. I think he paid people fairly, treated people fairly.
That makes a big difference.
Gave back to the community.
Oh no! Don't fuck up that store.
Yeah. That was really
really, that's how people look at it.
That was really a thing during the L.A. riots. They were like, "Don't fuck up the McDonald's."
Don't fuck up the McDonald's.
And none of the McDonald's. I mean, whatever. They may have had like a accidental something happen, but they weren't broken into and just destroyed like a lot of the places were. And it was attributed that we learned about that I learned about it in Hamburger University.
He probably wanted them to fuck him up. Like, damn, I'm pretty sure he got insurance. Yeah, I take the insurance.
I think he opened up and fed communities after that. For apparently the guy was a good guy.
There he is.
One of the rare times. Maybe Magic Johnson owned it or something. I don't know. But whoever it was that owned him, I guess they were good to the community, and so the community was good back. Which to me. Should we maybe learn something from that?
Hey.
Okay, that's a microcosm of an experiment, I realize, but you're talking about a place where the whole world understands has a tendency towards violence. South Central and those kind of places, that's rough areas. And yet these people, when they were appreciated, returned that respect.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's usually how life goes, Shane.
But we haven't learned that
The
as
golden
a
rule:
society.
treat people how you want to be treated.
Yep.
If you could just live by that alone, the world would be a lot.
You ever
better
heard of
place.
the platinum rule?
Well, how we go platinum?
So the golden rule is do unto others as you would have done unto you.
Yeah.
The platinum rule is do unto others as they would have done unto them. So instead of treating people the way I want to be treated, the platinum rule says I'm going to treat people the way they want to be treated. Takes it up another notch.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when the way they want to be treated is...
like if you want to be treated like a male and you're a female.
Look, you know
and
what?
You want to be...
I spoke about that with Hunter the barista earlier today. And we had a conversation because there's a person that works there named Carson that I don't know what this person's biological gender is, but this person prefers to be addressed as a male. If I had to guess, maybe this person's birth certificate says something different. But here's the thing. A barista serving me coffee, if you want me to call you Perrier bottle, I don't care. You want me to call you Oh Exalted One? Okay, that's cool. Because that's not hurting me. It's not hurting anybody for me to meet you.
Oh, Exalted One.
Oh, Exalted One. You know, whatever. But, it doesn't hurt me at all whether or not however I might feel politically or whatever about a trans movement, and I'm not establishing a position. I'm just saying, how does it hurt me to call this person he, him, Carson? Hey, Carson, you're a human being like I'm a human being. You're serving me coffee.
We all part
the coffee
of the
is
human
good.
race.
We all part of the human race. Now,
the human race.
if you are a biological male and you think that it's okay for you to, say, wrestle against my biological daughter, that's going to be a different story.
They just had a big issue with that this week, I think, earlier this week.
It's ongoing, man. Like Riley Gaines and Simone Biles.
Trans dude just whooped ass. He won 2 out of 3 events. And then, of course, the comedians got to get in. So they like, why the hell he didn't win that third one? Like, damn. How tough is he really if he let the girl at least beat him in one event?
Yeah,
he should have won all 3.
You know what Riley Gaines and Simone Biles are into it. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Simone Biles is trashing Riley Gaines for something she said and standing up for trans women in sports or whatever.
If I was at that level of fame and wealth, I wouldn't even waste my time.
See, that's how I feel.
I wouldn't waste my fucking time, Shane.
Simone Biles has nothing to prove to the world.
Nothing
to
she
prove.
hasn't already proved.
Yeah.
Proven.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't waste my damn time. You ain't worth the ground you walk on.
I
wouldn't waste my time with you.
I just don't get it.
It'll be hard to get to me.
But I do understand why Riley Gaines is taking up the cause in the way that she's taking it up. She does have a point.
Riley Gaines is the white lady. She's like
swimmer. Yeah. She was a swimmer, and to hear her
got
story,
her ass whooped.
No, she didn't get her.
And they were in the locker rooms. They was letting the male.
They were letting this,
the transgenders, whatever.
Right.
In the locker. In the
and the guy was walking
rooms.
around. This is a tough one because I do believe in politeness, and if you want me to call you whatever you want me to call you, that's cool. But in this case, there was a dick in the woman's locker room. Okay, let's just leave it on the table.
Yeah,
there was dick and balls open, walking around flapping.
Come on, man.
In the women's locker room, calling this person a female.
Right.
Leah something or whatever. Leah Thomas.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so that comes down to the point of where do we, out of politeness, we're going to allow a naked biological
Where do you draw
male.
the line with it?
You may want to identify as a female, and if that's the case, I'll call you Leah Thompson all for the rest of my days. But if you pull your dick out in front of my daughter, I'm going to beat your ass.
Correct.
Period. End of story. And if you are in some way trans or whatever, look, any penis that's introduced to my daughter during a time that is not her inviting it to be introduced, you know what I'm saying? She's, either you don't play in this sport that you have dedicated your life to because there's a naked dude in there, or we just play along and act like that's okay. I'm not playing along with that. Not going to play along with that. Now, if I meet you on the street and you say you're Leah and you look like a dude to me, I'm going to call you Leah with a smile and shake your hand, and I'm going to treat you just like anybody else until you cross the line of doing something that could be harmful to me or my family.
Trans, I guess, is it trans women?
So a trans woman
he's considered a trans. Leah Thomas is considered a trans woman.
Correct. Born a male.
Yeah, so that'd be a trans woman.
But calls himself a female.
Correct.
And again, we're not talking about somebody who's
So you're saying they should still use male bathrooms then?
I'm saying that a solution needs to be needs to happen that
or at
they
least
are not.
have a unisex bathroom.
Okay, have a unisex
Have a
bathroom.
unisex bathroom,
Where
so-
in a women's locker room, just like in a men's locker room, you have an expectation of privacy within your gender.
Within your yes.
If we go into a locker room, we go work out somewhere or whatever, we're going to change, take a shower afterwards or whatever, it's dudes in there.
Yep.
We don't expect a woman to walk in.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, if a woman walks into a men's locker room, there's no physical threat. What you going to do to us? Mm-hmm. You know, any one of us could beat you down. It ain't going to take all of us, and there is all of us. Mm-hmm. A male in a woman's bathroom is a different situation. Mm-hmm. And
I think with that whole argument, though, you saying that they shouldn't even be in the sports with women.
I'm definitely making that argument. Yeah, biological men
biological
should not
men,
be in
trans woman, whatever, should not be
sports
competing
against biological women. That's true. That's exactly right.
Why you don't see it the other way?
Well, that's
You
an
get what I'm
excellent
saying?
point.
Why you don't see it the other way?
Because
Why trans men not trying to compete with men? Because you get fucked up.
You get fucked up.
Or get your ass
There's
whooped.
not a single sport that I'm aware of, and I'm pretty sure there's not a single sport anywhere that does not delineate its competitors among gender lines. I almost said racial lines, but that's not true. But among
it's
gender lines.
Gender lines.
Even things like ping pong. That doesn't require a whole lot of strength, but men are quicker. A male top
And
ping pong
stronger.
player will whip the shit out of a top female ping pong player.
I think Serena Williams made that argument. Like she said, the ranked 78th guy will kick my ass.
Yeah.
When she was at her peak,
When she was at her peak, she said that.
the ranked
was
78th
at-
guy will whoop me.
Yeah, she
10
said there's-
times out of 10.
She says there's no... that's exactly what she said.
Yep. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And that doesn't make a woman less
Nope.
because they can't compete against a man. But it doesn't also... Look, I don't understand this whole, I feel like a woman. I'm a woman trapped in a man's body.
Sometimes I feel like a nut.
Sometimes I don't.
Sometimes I don't. You take it how you want to take it, Shay. I'm sorry. I had to throw it out there.
All right, let's get this show on the road. No. We wore that dog out now. We need to work on something else. Coming to you now from that 86 Kids studio deep in the heart of Huntsville, Alabama. Here with my co-host, Q the Messenger, and our illustrious producer, Kevin the Boss Man Richardson. My name is Shane the Brain. This is Vendor Chronicles. Let's go. Hey, a traditional intro. We haven't done that one in a minute.
Shit, I bet we at least 15 minutes in, Shane.
We are, a little bit more than that.
A little bit more than that.
Yep. That's all right. Look, y'all knew who we were. And if you didn't, by now you do.
But you know what? Like I watch YouTubers, and most YouTubers, they'll open up with whatever they're doing. And then they intro always come in a couple minutes after their opening. Like they'll plug their intro or whatever sponsor, that video. You rarely see people just open up right into the intro. They give you a little sample of what they expect in whatever the podcast or
either a
vlog or whatever they're doing.
Or
correct.
a lot of podcasters just do start in the middle of a conversation. Bill Maher does that on his podcast. Obviously,
Correct.
Rogan does that. But a lot of people do that. I'm trying to think about Theo Von. I've been listening to a lot of Theo Von lately. Man.
Theo Von. He's in Tennessee, right?
He is.
We can get fucking Theo Von down here. We need to get down Vice Grip Garage.
Theo Von has the second highest rated podcast.
Beard. Man, we get those three guys. Shit,
We'll be on.
we'll be on, Shane.
Theo ain't
They'll
coming
be
down here.
they'll be trying to get us. You don't think so?
He might let us come up there though. Hell, he interviewed a lunch lady.
Like, hey Theo, check out our podcast. We got X amount of episodes. Go in, pick one. Tell us what you think.
And I wonder. Of
Get
course,
us up
here
there.
we are growing in front of people again. So y'all are hearing this thought process. But I wonder if we wouldn't be better off pitching ourselves as independent craftsmen. I bet you everybody with a podcast is sending stuff to all these podcasters talking about, I got a new podcast, help a brother out or whatever. You know
They
what I'm
probably
saying?
not.
I don't know. I bet they are.
You think people really reaching that high?
Sure. If we think about it, surely we can't be the only ones.
I don't know, Shay.
I think we got unique ideas. Maybe.
Our bandwidth combined, I think is.
I just think Theo Von comes at every conversation from a perspective of humility, it seems like. I really... His most recent guest was J.D. Vance.
Oh wow!
and
the vice president.
the vice president. Of course,
of
you know
the
he
United States of America.
he interviewed JD before the election.
the
Him and
second
Trump,
powerful man in America.
second most powerful man in the world.
In the world.
When you think
I'm
about
saying
it.
America, but yeah, arguably
really in
the world. Yeah,
yeah.
arguably the world. Yes.
And I'll be honest, man, Theo kind of put the screws to him.
Oh,
I was pretty impressed. I've heard probably 80% of the interview.
now
But
is the
Theo was like, so
is
your
the conversation
sponsor is-
organic? Do you think they give Vance a script like this is what Theo's gonna
No, I definitely
press
think it's
you
organic.
on, or do you think they just
There may be
Hey
topics.
Vance, can you come on the show and let's shoot the shit?
I think they talked a lot about it before the show, but I think no, I
I
definitely
think somebody
think
in
it's
his
organic.
position, I think he probably would. I don't even think his fucking whoever, what you call the people, your puppet master or whatever. That's not the right word, but whoever
No,
keeps your schedule, keeps you, your scripts, like what to say, what to wear. They got someone that
think so,
tells them
man.
everything to do. Like
Yeah,
this
but
is
I think he's speaking from the
I don't
heart.
think
I
they
do.
just let him free ball it.
I mean, oh no, I think he's free balling. I do. I believe that. I think Trump was free balling when he went on Rogan.
Really?
I do. And on Flagrant, did you see him on Flagrant?
Mm-mm.
Those guys kind of fucked him up a little bit.
Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They didn't fuck him up, but they asked him questions. They asked him harder questions than Rogan did.
They asked him about the damn Epstein files.
No, of course.
Him and Epstein were best friends.
They were buddies.
They were buddies.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's in those files.
And of course, well, I mean, that's what
For
Elon
someone
says.
to be buddies with him,
Jessica
I
was
think
saying
the whole Elon Musk thing is just a trolling thing. I think it's staged. I don't think they really.
it's either staged or it's a distraction.
both.
Anytime
It's
I see something,
it's a stage distraction.
a stage detract.
Yeah.
Anytime I see something like that, I'm always thinking like, what is this covering up? Okay, this is wild and crazy, and that's good, but this is the pretty lady for the magician. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They get the girl in the short skirt to,
What's actually going on over here behind the scenes, or what you trying to?
what do you
distract
divert?
us
Yeah,
from? You
distract
trying
us
to,
from.
keep us okay.
And I always,
we ain't
I
gonna
always wonder
focus
about
on that so much.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Trump and
But we've been doing that forever.
Elon Musk is going at it on
Hell,
Twitter.
Michael and Janet Jackson did that.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson, Michael's in trouble and he's in court and he's all in the news and everything. So Janet Jackson pulls out a titty at the Super Bowl. Take one for your brother.
Janet Jackson, good looking woman.
She is. Was. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Bet she still looks pretty.
I'm
good.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure she looks great for her age.
I bet she looks amazing for
Yep.
her age. Mm.
Wonder if she's had any work done.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Producer's pulling up a picture.
She been getting that work. That work.
Oh, for sure. Oh, my goodness.
That work.
I don't know any Janet Jackson songs, but I want to sing one right now. I was never a fan of that. I was never a Michael fan. I recognize the talent.
Shit, Michael, man.
But it
put out
wasn't-
some great music.
He put out great music. Thriller is still considered
Kids
the best
still know
album
who
of all
Michael
time.
Jackson is. He
Oh,
been
for sure.
dead damn near 20 years probably.
Yep.
You could still, a kid will still know Michael Jackson.
100%. My daughter knows Michael. Well, I mean, she can't say the word, but
But
she'll
she
dance
know
to
who
Beat
Michael
It.
Jackson. Yeah.
When she hears Beat It come on,
Everybody
she'll break
still
it
know
down.
Who's Michael
Yep.
Jackson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Jackson he'll transcend time.
He will.
No doubt.
He really will.
Yeah, he's one of the true legends.
30 years from now.
100 years.
Yeah.
100 years
They're going to
people
be
will
still probably sampling damn
Yep.
whatever going on.
Oh,
with
for
Michael.
sure. Yeah. And people will still, like, maybe not everybody will know it. He won't be a household name in 100 years, but anybody that knows anything about music will remember
I
Michael
hope this
Jackson.
podcast transcends time.
Transcends time. That's a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot.
Transcends. Trans. I'm
Transcend.
transcending.
What are we transcending? I've been transcending, metamorphosing, as it were,
Ooh.
for the last probably 5 to 7 years.
Or like a moth in a cocoon.
You know,
Like a
that's a-
caterpillar to the cocoon.
That's
so
a
you
fun
gonna
analogy.
Fucking become a butterfly.
That's a fun analogy.
A monarch, as it were.
I think maybe a moth is probably that's probably as lofty as I might be able to,
a
look,
monarch.
I'm gonna be
Ain't
one
that
of
the
those
type
little,
of moth? A monarch.
yeah. No, that's a butterfly, a monarch,
A
not
monarch
a moth.
is a butterfly, not
Yeah,
a moth.
yeah.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
But I wouldn't mind being a Luna moth. Shout out, Lindsay.
Shout out Lindsay with Luna Moth.
I wouldn't mind being a Luna moth. I've always thought they were cool. You ever seen a Luna moth in just? Yeah. It's when you see one, it's just like
You rarely see them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I can't tell you last time I seen one,
Me
but you
neither.
do catch them.
But it's so cool when you do then,
It
you know,
is-
that's what
is
makes it so
when
cool.
You see one. Yep.
It's like when you see a unicorn.
I see one every day, Shay. Oh man, I crack myself.
Are there
up.
Shetland unicorns? I'm just curious. Instead of a Shetland pony, a Shetland unicorn.
Oh man,
They're really short.
this podcast is funny as hell, Shane. We got an episode out there that's untitled.
We do have an untitled episode.
So tell me this how I fucked up. So the episode coming out this Wednesday is untitled too. So I ended up clicking on that episode and giving it a title and a description and everything.
I was going to say, I thought I saw a title on there.
And then didn't realize that was that I was doing the wrong episode. I was trying to get the episode that's out now untitled updated, but ended up updating the damn one coming out this Wednesday. So I was like,
does it apply at all?
Dumbass.
Does it apply at all?
So we still have one untitled. I don't know. I haven't listened to it. I haven't.
Maybe we leave that one out there untitled. I could come up with I don't know. I could come up with a good title for that one though. We talked about.
Did you listen to that one? So you did listen to it. Because it's hard for me to keep up episode. I don't know.
Now I don't want to get
because we
don't let me be too confused.
We got such a discography out there.
Can you imagine if you like?
It's hard to keep up.
Jay Leno's Garage has 1,000 episodes. I was watching one day where he said that 1,000. Can you imagine if we had 1,000?
I mean,
we got what 30 something, 38 episodes out there.
Shit. I mean, a couple years you'll be at 1,000 quick.
If you do one a week,
you give it 52. A couple years. Let's say you average 40 a year.
If you only did one a week, if you average 40 a year, it's going to take you.
40
well, in 10 years, you'd have 400. So 20 years, 25 years.
So how long has Jay Leno's Garage been coming on?
I don't know, but they do more than he said. Sometimes they record 10 a week.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, they're doing a bunch.
He's cranking them out.
Leno likes to stay busy.
Okay.
You know, he never spent a dime of the money that he made from the Tonight Show. He still has all that money, every bit of it. He never spent any of it. Because even when he was doing the Tonight Show, he was still a touring comic. He would do comedy shows like 30 nights a year still, and he was taping the Tonight Show.
Still taping the Tonight Show.
And he gets done with the Tonight Show, and he's got how many millions of dollars. He didn't spend any of the Tonight Show money. How much you think he was making on the Tonight Show?
Shit, even then, maybe $100,000 a show. Let's say $100,000 a show.
$100,000 a show.
$100,000 a show.
And how many shows did they do a year? Not that many. They didn't. It wasn't one. I mean,
it was.
But
weekly.
It aired 5.
Tonight Show was weekly, wasn't it?
Yeah, but some of them were reruns and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have guest hosts too. I don't know.
Get Jay Leno down here. Let me drive one of your cars.
It may not have made $100,000 an episode. That'd be $500,000 a week if you did 5. Yeah, he might have been doing $500,000 a week.
Let me drive a car, Jay.
$30 million a year.
He's making $30 million a year.
$30 million a year.
Shit.
That's probably more than
that's $500,000 a week, or a little bit more.
I was going to say,
a little bit over $500,000.
Probably making more than 100,000 episodes. Looks like you hit it dead on the nose.
Yeah.
And that's
even
if you did 5. Yeah. So $30 million a year, and he did it for how many years? Say 10 years. That's $300 million.
I thought he ran longer than that on the Tonight Show.
22 years.
Yeah, he ran it. Shit, my whole childhood.
So hang on, let me do that math. That's $660 million.
Damn near over $500 million
that he just put in the bank.
Banked.
You know that's worth $1 billion. Now nobody talks about Jay Leno being a billionaire, but if what he and all the I've heard him say it out of his mouth that he never spent that money. I bet his car
collection's probably $1 billion.
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
his car collection is crazy.
It's crazy.
He's got stuff.
Got every damn car you can.
He's got a Stanley steamer that he can drive down the road. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
A Stanley steamer that still runs.
Jay Leno.
Shout out Jay Leno.
Come on the show, Jay.
Still nothing but denim.
If you passing through, don't go out your way so much. Right. But if you passing through Huntsville,
you know what?
Come check
you
us
could
out.
Just call us up. I'll give you my personal number. Just call us up. We'll put you. Yeah, buddy.
We'll
do whatever we got to do. Yep. We'll buy a whole new board to interact.
I think that board can interact with phone calls.
Can it?
Yeah. Like
if not, I'll buy.
You can call the board.
If Jay Leno will call in, I will come. I'll personally post up the cash for a new board.
Pony up.
Yeah. You can make that back the next week.
Jay Leno, we got big aspirations.
Aspirations. Big aspirations.
Big. That's the biggest word I know.
I'm trying to make a joke on it, but I'm gonna decide not to.
Aspirations.
So Q, I gotta ask you about something, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Because I heard something. I was talking to Cynthia, your lovely bride. She was saying something about y'all's kayaking trip.
My lovely bride.
I hate that I missed it, and at the same time, maybe I'm kind of glad that I did. In this case, I don't know.
You really are.
But
Shane.
apparently, It was quite an adventure.
Yeah, that's the trip that keeps giving.
Listen, do me a favor and tell me a little bit about that trip, because she told me just enough to make me really want to hear the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would
Shane,
say.
if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
But I will too, because I know while you're full of shit, you don't bullshit on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't bullshit.
There's too many fact checkers out there on us now.
It's too many fact. So that's another thing where, like, man, they might
Of course,
say
it wasn't
some
nothing
shit,
but y'all there.
There's a
So
lot of fact checkers out there.
It
on
wasn't
me.
nothing but y'all there, so maybe y'all just came up with a good story and you just cooked,
Nah, my wife's a
cooked it up.
fucking nun.
No, I talked to her about it, and I could tell that this was a real story.
She don't bullshit. Shane.
Not at all. Okay. Well, what happened,
It ain't
man?
nothing she hates more than a
Look,
liar.
I'll set it up. It's Leilani's 13th birthday party,
Oh yeah, teenager.
and you're going to go kayaking on the Flint River.
Correct.
If you're from North Alabama, you know the Flint River is not a terribly aggressive river, depending on what the water level is like. It's a good float. It's a good float. There's a couple of times where you get a little bit of little bit of quick water, but nothing that anybody can do it. No
Correct.
big deal. If you can sit still in the kayak and get it going down the water, you can do the Flint. Generally speaking, depending on the water level.
Yeah.
And the water was a little bit up this weekend, that week.
It was.
It was a little bit up, but not terrible.
No.
So I've set the stage. Tell us what happened.
Okay, so shit, Shane. It was me, my wife, and another adult. So 3 adults.
Okay.
And let me see how many kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 8 kids.
Holy cow. How many of those kids had their own kayak?
Out of the 8, 4 of them had their own kayak. And
So-
then 4 went tandem.
What does that mean? What do you mean 4 went tandem?
The dual kayaks.
Okay.
Tandem.
Okay. So you had tandem kayaks. I got
so
you. Yeah,
we
yeah.
had 2 tandems and everybody else had their own kayaks.
Okay.
So yeah, 4 went tandem, 4 had their own kayaks. And
Okay.
then me, my wife, and another adult.
Okay.
So 3 adults, 8 kids. Within the first 5 minutes, I was already in the water
Okay.
of this trip. So me being the gentleman that I am, I get into the river last. Everybody takes off. Kids don't got no fucking clue.
For sure.
They take off. They paddling. They not just letting the river do its thing and just, steering a little bit. They take off.
Get used to the water for
So
a
by the
minute
time
first,
I get in the
nothing yet.
water, they out of sight damn near.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Everybody, because they loading us one at a time.
Right.
It ain't like it's a starting line and we all take off at the same time.
right.
They loading us in
They got to get you in the water.
one at a time, getting us
Okay.
in the water. So by the time I get in the water, only person I can really see is my wife. Everybody else is gone.
But there is an adult up there somewhere that can. Yeah.
Somewhere up there. Yes,
Yeah,
it is
somewhere
an
up
adult somewhere up there. So
And your kids ain't stupid, man.
and I'm taking
I was
and
just
I'm
gonna say.
I'm taking my time. I'm not fit to work myself to death. I've been enjoy the river, enjoy the day. It's a nice day. It was
Right.
about 80 degrees.
It was a nice day.
Still, the weather was still, it was a very beautiful day. So 5 minutes into the trip, I get my speaker out. I turn on the music. I get halfway through a song. That's when I run up on Leilani and her friend stuck in some trees.
Stuck in some trees.
Stuck in some damn trees 5 minutes into my trip. So me being the gentleman that I am, I'm like, fuck, I can't leave them in the trees.
Right.
And take off. Because I don't know what's going to happen if they behind me.
Now you got to get them out of the trees.
I got to get them out of the
For sure.
trees.
Yep.
So I paddle my happy ass over to the trees. Now I'm stuck in the trees. Trying to help them get out of the trees. Everybody else is gone.
It's the blind leading the blind.
It's the blind leading the blind. And granted, Shane, mind you, at this section of the river, it's probably the widest and calmest.
Okay.
So I don't know how the hell they ended up all the way in the trees when this is the widest that the river.
So you should
can
be able
be.
to paddle back upstream and get out of it.
You should never even been in it because it's wide
Okay.
and it's calm.
Okay.
The water's not flowing fast here at
Right.
all.
Yeah, you can back up or whatever you need to do. Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
but somehow they ended their ass all the way over to the left, stuck in the trees on the widest part of the
Teenagers,
river.
man, what you gonna do?
So I get in the trees. Fuck. They eventually get out, but in the process of them getting out, they flip. As they flipping, I damn flip because I'm trying to keep them from flipping.
Right.
So my canoe's in the trees. They come up beside me like they trying to come around because I'm a
Okay.
little bit ahead of them
Now let me just clarify.
in the direction that the river's flowing.
You're in a canoe or a kayak?
I'm in a kayak.
A kayak.
I say kayak. Yeah,
Yeah,
kayak.
yeah.
Kayak.
And they're in
I'm
kayaks too.
They in a tandem.
They're in a tandem.
They're in
kayak.
a tandem.
So it's the 2 teenage girls
In a tandem.
in a tandem kayak,
And me
and you in a single kayak.
in a single kayak.
All of you wet.
fuck.
Swimming.
They come around me in that tandem, that long ass tandem.
Okay.
As soon as they almost get around me, they get caught again.
Oh, no.
And then they get turned sideways somehow. So now you sideways to the river. What happens when you turn sideways?
Going over.
Your ass roll on over.
Can they both swim?
Now I'm trying to stop them from flipping.
Right.
Yeah, they could swim.
They could both swim.
But mind you, at this part of the river, it only came up to their waist.
Yeah, the
river's not,
never
it's not
really
even deep
yeah,
right here.
it's not very deep.
So all they had to do anyway is just get out and
Right. Get over to the side.
and get over to the side.
Again.
So as they flipping, I end up flipping.
Okay.
Like I said, I just took my speaker out. I got halfway through a song before I came up on this damn debauchery. So my kayak flipped, my speaker goes into the water with everything else that I had. Grab my bag. I had my GoPro with me.
Okay.
Luckily, the GoPro floats. The handle of the GoPro floats.
Good deal.
So I didn't lose my damn GoPro. Lost my speaker.
Lost your speaker.
Halfway through a song, Shane. I got half a song into the trip. 5 minutes into the trip, I'm already in the water. Speaker's lost. So now I'm fucking pissed.
Far be it for me to, you could tie a string on it to the canoe, to the kayak.
It was the bag. Yeah. So my bag was tied to the kayak with a D clamp, a D ring.
Okay.
My speaker was in the bag side pocket.
Oh,
it's like a book bag, like where you can put a cup or something.
Yeah. Oh.
That motherfucker popped out of that side pocket. Yeah, I just didn't have it just laying in the canoe.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I tried to secure it. So
I would have probably done the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm pissed.
Wow.
So and they lose a paddle.
Oh no!
So now they're in a damn kayak, a tandem with one paddle.
With one paddle between them.
No clue what they're doing. So as I tell them just going to take off, I'm gonna look for my speaker a little bit. So I searched the area for about 5 minutes. Couldn't damn find the speaker.
Right.
I had everything else but the speaker.
Been wild if it was
so
still
as they
playing
take
in the water.
off, I just had to fucking yell, Shane. Once I looked around and saw no one was around me, I just yelled, "Fuck!"
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was mad as hell.
Yeah, right.
I just had to release some steam because my pressure was already. Because I was like, "Fuck, we only 5 minutes into the trip," and now I'm thinking this is how the rest of the day is gonna go. Me rescuing little girls.
How pathetic that
in
was.
Fucking trees. Fuck. So
get it out of your system. Go on.
Get it out of my system.
All
I said, okay. Fuck.
Right.
It released some steam, but I was still
course.
pissed. So I get back in my damn kayak. I start down the river. About 30 minutes go by. They all stop at an island. We stop at this island.
Sure.
Everybody's out. I'm like, good thing everybody stopped at this island because this was a point to where we all met back up. Because like I said, they take off. They paddling. I'm coasting.
Right.
I'm not trying to
especially
do all this work.
now.
Yeah, the river
Especially
flowing.
now. Let me just play cleanup.
Just let me play cleanup. You know what I'm saying? So get to the island. I pack some sandwiches, for the kids. Coolers and the drink and stuff like that. So we have a little meal. We talk about the experience of the trees, that just happened.
Right.
And then so you met the twin little boys before. They'll come help me out at the trail every now and then. They were one of the kids that were with us.
Okay.
Twin boys.
What are their names?
Michael and Malik.
Oh,
Michael and Malik.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, Shay. They had single kayaks.
Okay. How old are they?
They're 14.
Okay.
They're going to 10th grade. Going to 10th grade.
They're definitely going to want single kayaks.
Single kayaks. So when we met up at this island, the girls talked them out of their single kayaks. So they ended up in one of these damn tandem kayaks with one paddle. So I don't think they knew what they were really getting themselves into by letting the girls have their damn singles.
Right.
So they ended up in the tandem kayak. So one of them, the ones up front using his arms, the one in the back got the paddle. You should see this shit, Shay. I was like,
you ain't doing nothing using your arms in a kayak.
You ain't doing nothing. I said, man, I done seen it all. So we get back going after we had a little lunch, you know what I'm saying, had some laughs. We sung Happy Birthday to Leilani.
Okay, sure.
On the river.
On the river, that's
so
cool.
Okay, let's get back going. Sure enough, we get in the water, motherfuckers take off again. I was like, damn, why the hell they trying to work so hard? They take off again. I said, fuck it. I just play cleanup, whatever. Right. I'm in the back chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Floating.
Cynthia eventually takes off from me because I'm like, I'm not fit to work this hard today. She takes off, right? So I say about 20 minutes after that interlude, damn, I come up on Cynthia. She's having a standoff with a snake. And if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. If I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, I would have said, You making that up? You did not.
Now, Cynthia has Enzo with her,
in
right?
in her kayak.
In the kayak, it's a single kayak,
It's
so
a
they're
single
both
kayak.
like he's in her lap or whatever.
So when
And
I
the
first
snake-
come up, I'm thinking like, why the hell are you stopped right here? Because it's not a place you should be stopped anyway. You should still be flowing down the river, but the
Right.
water got real still right there. So if you didn't really paddle, you wouldn't have went far
Okay,
because the water kind of got still. So I roll up on her. She's damn face to face with this snake. I mean, this snake has to be about 4 foot long.
wow.
And you'd be surprised how agile a snake is in the water.
Oh, for sure.
So when I roll up, I'm still kind of going by. I put the brakes on eventually, but I get by her a little bit.
Right.
So as I'm
Before
going
you
by,
realize the fact that
I
she's-
realize
yeah.
there's a snake there. I smacked the shit out of him. Pow! I hit him once, but I'm still flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wasn't stopped. So once I hit him, I kept going by him.
Right.
I eventually got stopped, a little bit further ahead, but the snake still damn laser focused on her in her kayak with Enzo. So I'm like, honey, it ain't shit I could do for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of those fight or flight, but ain't no flight. So
Right.
you have to fight.
You have to fight.
So
Yeah,
she
that's-
gave him like another 4-piece combo with the paddle. Pop, 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 pop. Then the motherfucker raise up. Like,
Right.
so now he's about a foot out the water.
I mean,
his head's a foot out
so
the
he's
water.
in the water
So
at
he's
this
still got
point.
another 3 foot.
Wait, he's in the water at this point.
He's in the water.
Okay.
He's in the water.
Okay. I thought he was in the kayak.
He did hop up in the kayak eventually.
Okay.
So he raises up like this after she smacked him like 4 times. He raises up. Now his head is about a foot out the water with a 3 foot curled up behind him.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how fast a damn snake is.
They're super fast
in the water.
You
That
can't even see
motherfucker
'em
is
move, hardly.
quick.
When they want to be. Yeah.
And it's so effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So he damn raised up like this, slithers over to her, and damn hop in the back of the kayak.
Mm.
Now, somehow she damn articulated her body where it's like she dislocated her hips and turned all the way around like 180. I'm amazed, Shay. Like I'm so amazed I couldn't even pull out my camera to film the shit. Cause I'm just so amazed at what she's doing right now.
Man,
She's battling the I call it the serpent. She's battling the fucking serpent.
Look, man, I got to put a joke in here.
Okay.
I don't mean no disrespect to you or your beautiful wife, man. But I know later on that night you were thinking, you told me you couldn't bend that way anymore.
Man, she can bend, Shane.
Like, no, I done seen it there.
Look,
Come here.
if I would have got by her and she was behind me and she would have told me that she had just fought a snake, slayed a serpent, I would have been like, you full of shit. I seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Did she kill it?
No, she didn't kill it.
Okay.
But the motherfucker hopped in the back of the
That's
kayak.
crazy.
He slithered up in the back of the kayak like it wasn't nothing. Like,
Oh, for sure.
The motherfucker was moving so quick.
Yep.
So, like I said, somehow she damn articulated like you know how an owl turns his neck around?
Right.
She articulated her waist like that and turned around and got the snake to wrap around the paddle.
Oh.
And as it coiled up kind of around that paddle, she slung it over to the edge.
Yeah.
And then
That's
took
a risky
off.
move, though, man, because you can think you're slinging it one way, and how many times you try to sling something like that and it ends up, on you or going towards somebody,
Every day,
that
Shane.
was a risky move. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that took guts.
So
Wow.
that turned my whole day around because I'm still pissed about that speaker. I'm
Right.
still filming off that speaker, but I saw my wife slay that damn serpent. I was like, shit. I thought my day was going bad.
How long did it take you to laugh?
Oh, I laughed right after it.
Okay,
Because she
good.
didn't get
Yeah.
bit. If she
Right,
would have
right,
got
right.
bit, it would have
That's
been
a different
it would have
story.
been a
Yeah,
different story. But she
No, we don't know
she
what kind
came
of snake
she
it
came
was,
out
right?
victorious. I'm thinking we tried to look it up. The closest thing we can get was a mud snake.
A mud snake.
And they are semi-aquatic.
I never heard of a mud snake before, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
Semi-aquatic.
Okay.
But
any snake can swim
any
if
snake,
it wants to.
especially the snake was, people
Yeah.
exaggerate, but I kid you not, that snake was at least 4 foot long.
Sure.
He was at least 4 foot long, black and orange,
Well, that's exactly. Mr. Producer's got a picture of a mud snake pulled up,
and
black
they're
and orange.
semi-aquatic. But the thing says you rarely see them in the daytime.
I've never seen one.
They say you rarely will catch him in the daytime. I don't know if he was out sunbathing or just happened to be crossing the lake right there
Ain't no
or the
telling.
river, but shit, he met his match that
It's
day.
actually a pretty looking snake.
It was gorgeous
it's
snake,
a good looking snake.
gorgeous snake.
You don't want it up in your kayak or threaten
You don't
your
want
kid,
that
but,
motherfucker hopping in your
you know,
kayak,
like if I
especially
see
at
it
that
on
size.
if I see it on a log over there, and we're like, dang, that's a pretty snake.
That ain't the end of the story, Shane.
Okay.
So,
And now you know the rest. Oh, that's a beautiful snake. Is that a mud snake? That's got rainbow.
Black and orange. It was black and
this
orange.
This one ain't black and orange. You show me now. This one's got rainbows like a gay pride parade.
The one she fought. Yeah.
All right. All right. So now we hear the rest. All right.
Fuck. She whoops the snake ass. I don't think I've been as proud as a husband as I could have been. Whooped it. I mean, she has had plenty of practice. If we throwing the jokes out there. Shit.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what boy say? She said, no. She said, me love you long time, but no for the brothers, no brothers, no soul brother for me.
Yeah, I remember.
He's like,
what was that Full Metal Jacket?
What you got here is Alabama black snake, baby. She's like, we love you long time, but no soul brother.
Was that Full Metal Jacket?
That was Full Metal Jacket. Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch that movie.
That shit is hilarious, Shane. I was surprised that they considered a comedy. I mean, it do gets kind of, violent once they start some of the war shit. But
when that dude unalives himself,
this shit's crazy.
That was tough.
The movie's funny as hell. It is. But so, all right, that happens. That happens, Shane. And the order of the events might be a little different, but these events did happen. The timeline might be a little skewed.
You have storyteller's license to change the timeline and add or subtract. You got to get the feel.
The events did happen. It's not chronological. So after that, we get going back down the river. Okay, me and Cynthia, we riding the back. Her adrenaline's pumping.
Of course.
So after that, she take off, like with the kids, like how the kids take off.
Right.
So 20 minutes go by. Next thing I know, I hear Cynthia yelling, where's Michael? Where's Malik? Where's Michael? Where's Malik? The damn twins done flipped out of their kayak. So we come to a damn pass. So we just been having a lot of weather. Let me get some of the nuances of the story. With all this weather, it's a lot of obstacles in the river.
Right. Sure.
So we come up on an obstacle. For one, the river already narrows right here. Mm-hmm. And now it's a tree in this narrowing path. So a lot of the kids get hung up on the tree. If you don't hit the tree straight on, you're going to get hung up.
Okay.
And turn sideways. And now you resting on the side of the tree. So now we all starting to pile up with the water pushing, and the water's moving faster because the river has narrowed on top of this tree. And the tree, cresting out the water just a little bit, slightly where you can stand on it. Just enough where, like, if you got up on it, you can stand on it.
Okay.
So from what the girls are telling me, they get hung up on the damn tree. And the tree is narrow to the point to where it's just a little bit wider than the tandem kayak if it turns sideways.
Okay.
So you can imagine how narrow it is right here.
Yeah. You're talking about
Yeah. So the twins somehow hit it first. They get turned sideways. Now Leilani gets over it. Because she's on the other side when I pull up. Everybody else is on upstream.
Still upstream.
On the upstream side of it.
Is she there waiting, or is she?
She's there waiting, holding on to a branch of the tree, because the tree is, it's still got branches on it too.
Right.
So she's holding on to a branch.
Oh, okay. So she can stay there as long as she wants to.
She's on the other side backwards though.
Okay.
Somehow she's facing upstream.
Okay.
I don't know how the hell she got on the other side of the tree backwards. But so Cynthia roll up. Where's the boys? I hear her screaming. Next thing you know, you see one of the little girls flip the canoe because the canoe's upside down on top of the twins.
Oh,
they've been on the water for over a minute.
Oh,
one of the little girls got wise enough. I don't see him. So she gets wise enough. She stands up on the tree and somehow musters up the strength to flip the canoe back over to right the canoe. So one boy pops up over by Leilani on the other side of the tree, and the other boy is still hanging onto the side of the tree on the upstream side.
Now, are they cool or are they like freaking out?
They in between. They ain't really panicking because they're still in the water. So there's only so much panic you could do in the damn water without killing yourself.
True.
So I eventually.
Is it deeper?
It's deep. Yeah. You can't stand up right here. It gets deep right here.
Okay.
So I eventually pull up, and I'm like, shit, what's going on? We all piled up here. Like it's damn a damn 8-car pile up.
Right.
So I get there. I hit one of them. I come in quick because the water started to speed up. You don't want to slow down so much. I come in a little quick. Boom. Hit. Turn sideways. I see one of the twins in the water. The other twin hanging on to Leilani's canoe on the other side, on the downstream side. I'm like, damn, what's going on? They almost drowned. They was on the water for over a minute. I had to get up on the tree and flip the canoe because they didn't pop back up. They was standing up on a canoe talking about they were the king of the world and they flipped on their ass. Flipped over on them.
Oh, wow.
So they showboating and the canoe flipped and they damn near killed themselves.
Yep. Wow.
So I'm like, well, we can't sit here all day. One of the twins that's on the damn upstream side, he like, I can't get out the water. I said, what I tell him? I said, you're going to have to dig deep and you're going to have to pull yourself up out this water because we can't get in the water to help you right now. Because if I get in the water now, I'm putting myself in danger and we both fit a damn drown.
No, we all got to.
I said, you got to dig deep. And I know he was physical capable of doing it. So you hear him grunt out and the motherfucker pop up on top of the tree.
Okay.
The girls who saved them are in their canoe. After she flipped their canoe over, she moved into their canoe. Okay. And now their canoe is
the tandem one.
The tandem one. It's two tandem ones right here.
Right. Okay.
Their canoe is a little bit further back upstream. Okay. So I'm like, well, you girls, y'all stay in that canoe. Since y'all already in their canoe. Boys, you come get in their canoe.
Sure.
Just for ease.
Yeah, whatever's easiest.
And I'm like, Leilani, you're facing backwards and the water's moving quick here. I'm like, Leilani, you're going to be the first to go. You pull off, but you go backwards as long as you can before you turn. Don't turn around instantly right here. Wait till the water gets a little bit more calmer before you try to spin it around. Because if you try to turn around now, you're going to flip.
Nothing wrong with going backwards.
Nothing wrong with going backwards for a little bit. So Leilani takes off. I make sure she gets way backwards. She gets turned around. The boy's mother, she takes off because she's facing that way.
Okay.
And then I get the two girls that's tandem. I get them off, which was a pain in the ass because they still sideways on this damn tree. And the water's flowing. So I had to.
You got that water. Yeah.
And get them over the tree.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I get them damn took off. I get Cynthia took off, and then I get the other tandem canoe took off. I'm like, fuck, they working the shit out of me today.
Man, you were trying to relax.
I'm trying to relax. I'm like, damn. I was like, so with that, lesson learned, don't go kayaking with a bunch of little girls for one.
Right.
Don't go kayaking with people that's not capable of rescuing themselves. You got to be able to carry your own water when we out here. You got to carry your own water. You got to carry your own water.
You got to be able to carry your own water.
Because if not, we all going to be in trouble.
And you got young ones that can't carry their own water. Your priority has to be.
My priority, yeah. So I got to.
Yeah.
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 Like I could just say, oh, fuck it, I'll catch up. Y'all catch me downriver.
Yeah.
If it was us, hey, I'll catch you downriver, bro.
I'll see you in a minute.
I'll see you in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
You grown.
Yeah. Put your vest on or whatever. So we get back flowing on the damn river. Like I said, they take off. I'm always the last person to leave because I've been helping out everyone. Right. I've been making sure they get taken off, and then I'm the last one to leave. So they take off again. Boom, 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 boom. I'm letting the river do the work for me. I'm just steering a little bit here and there.
Well, you pretty much already did the
I'm doing everybody's damn work. So 30 minutes go by. Shit, I pull up. This is where the trip is about to end, or at least where I'm thinking the trip is ending.
Okay.
This is where the people tell you to call them because it's some power lines.
Yeah.
They say call us at the power lines. Mm-hmm. It's another little edge over there, like a little island. Not an island, but a beach. Let's call it a beach by the power lines.
I floated that same river. I know what you're talking about.
So we stop at the power lines.
Right.
Or everyone else stopped at the power lines. I'm like 5 minutes behind.
Okay.
I'm pulling up to the power lines. It's some more people that's been canoeing. They're waiting. So at the power lines, that's where it gets deep, though.
Okay.
The water gets deep to where you got to swim. Ain't no standing up out there.
Yeah.
It's no standing up where we're at. So I hop out my canoe and I swim my canoe over to the beach by the power lines.
Okay.
The twins' mother's sitting in the water. I'm like, man, why she out of her canoe? She ain't got out the canoe the whole trip. Right before the power line, she flipped out of her damn canoe. The people, luckily it was some people there. They had to help her. They had to catch her canoe in her paddle.
Oh wow!
And help her get to the beach. She just had knee surgery like a month ago. Not a month, about 4 months ago. So that was another one of my concerns when she was going with us. I asked her. I said, "You think your knees ready for this?"
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, I'm good to go. My physical therapy, everything's okay." I said, "Okay."
I mean.
But hey, you grown.
You grown. If you say,
So she flips.
And not for nothing, you can swim even without one leg.
You can.
You can. tougher, but you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily those people were there to help her.
Sure.
They at least caught her canoe, caught her paddle, helped her get over to the island or the beach.
Right.
That's right there at the power lines. Like I said, I come up last. So she telling me the story about how it happened. Somehow I got turned sideways. I flipped over, whatever. So as we sitting there, we're laughing about it. Let's take some pictures, for Leilani's birthday. The trip's about to end. Okay, we having a good time, laughing. She's like, where's my bag? Your bag should be in the back of your canoe. Her damn bag falls out the canoe.
Oh, wow.
Bag gone. Bag don't float either.
Gone.
I was like,
Yeah.
we're not finding that bag. The water's deep as hell out here.
Wow.
This is where the
Yeah.
river the river gets
Yeah.
deep.
I don't care if it's waist deep, you ain't finding that
You
bag.
still ain't find that because it was waist deep when I lost my speaker and I wasn't finding
you
that
ain't finding
speaker.
that. Mm-mm.
It ain't
No.
like I could see straight to the bottom.
And it ain't like it just stays wherever it drops either.
It
you know?
doesn't.
Yeah. Who knows?
Bag gone. Her keys are in that bag. I said, well,
Wow.
was your cell phone in the bag? She's no. I left my cell phone in the car, but my keys were in the bag. I'm like, fuck.
So you can't even get in the car.
So, now she has to call her oldest son to bring her keys. At least
okay. A spare
to
set.
meet us. Yeah, to bring
Yeah.
her a spare key. Okay.
Could be worse.
Disaster averted.
Sure.
We sit there about 20 minutes. We call the people. Hey, we'll be at the whatever we get out the water here in a bit. Okay, so we get back going. I'm like, it's the end of the trip. I didn't wait to see everybody off in the water. I didn't stay back this time. This is the one time I did not stay back.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I even took off before Cynthia took off. So I take off with Leilani, a tandem, and another girl.
Okay.
I take off with them because I'm like, I don't want them to get lost because the river splits to where we gotta go right, not left.
Mm-hmm.
You can go right or left. I'm like, we about to end this trip. I need to be down there with them. I don't need to be in the back now. I need to make sure we all get out where we need to get out at.
Guiding everybody into the right spot.
Guiding everybody into the right spot.
Okay.
So that's the main reason why I took off with them because they were running.
Gone.
They were gone. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go. So the lady who just flipped, who had the knee surgery 4 months ago, she pushes Cynthia and Enzo off.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I look back. Okay, next thing I know, I hear Cynthia say, Quinn, I hear somebody yelling my name. Hey, hold up. The lady who just flipped done flipped again. Got hung up on a tree out there in the middle of the damn river and then flipped over. The water's so deep right here, she can't pull herself back up into the canoe.
Okay.
Because it ain't like you standing waist deep and you can just hop back in your canoe.
It's hard enough to do it waist deep.
It's hard enough to do it waist deep without flipping the canoe again.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure.
And let alone when you can't even touch the bottom.
Yeah, if you can't touch the bottom, that's a whole nother.
It's a whole nother. It'd be hard for me to do it.
Yes.
I can get it in there, but it'd be tough.
Yeah. And you look stupid doing it.
And you look stupid doing it.
But who cares about how you look? You know, but she can't get it done.
We're already going.
Right.
We're damn 50 yards ahead. I was like, fuck it, they got to figure it out. I'm like, they adults, they can figure it out.
You done flipped twice
I'm up here with the kids.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to figure it out. I don't know the whole situation, but I know someone done flipped or someone stuck. I'm like, whatever, they can figure it out. They couldn't figure it out. So Cynthia parks at the next beach area to just basically observe them trying to figure it out. So her twins in the tandem canoe, they paddle back upstream to her to try to help her.
Okay.
They eventually get her out of the water, but now the canoe's stuck on a branch, on a limb. When you sit in your canoe and you're wedged on the limb, your weight's pushed you down enough to where you ain't gonna get over that hump without getting out of your canoe
and
first
dragging it over.
and dragging it over and then hopping back in your canoe.
And this is more than head high, so that's
and it's more than head high.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that. So we get all the way down where we get out, and I tell the guy, I say, look, I got.
So wait a minute, the lady got in the canoe, in the kayak with the two guys in the tandem? There was three of them in there now?
No.
I'm confused.
It's one kid left in the tandem and one kid in the single kayak with his mom.
Stuck on the tree.
Let me finish your story.
Okay.
Stuck on the tree.
Okay. All right.
They're in a single kayak stuck on a tree.
Stuck on a tree. I got you.
The one kid in the tandem's a little bit further down. He's not stuck, but he's waiting. He's not going to leave his mom and his brother.
For sure. Yeah.
So he's waiting with Cynthia, I guess, on whatever little beach they're on.
Okay.
It's only so much he can do for him.
Right. All right. I got the picture.
Mind you, it's about a half a mile from where they're at to where we get out at. I'm saying a half.
Okay.
Let's say a half a mile.
Okay.
I bet it was at least
So you still got a ways.
right at a half a mile. But you said ways, it only took us maybe 10, 15 minutes to get to where we had to get out. It was quick, flowing with current.
Right. Yeah.
I get there. I say, look, we got some people stuck back there. I wanted to make sure these girls got out okay, so I didn't go back for them.
Very important.
Because I got 4 little girls with me. They got 2 adults with them.
Right.
And 2 kids, 3 kids or whatever. He's like, fuck. He has to paddle upstream to get them. So he takes my tandem. He has to paddle upstream by half a mile.
Wow.
And like I said,
to go get them.
The river, it split, so it gets narrow right here. So it's the water's flowing pretty good.
Moving, yeah.
Yeah. So he paddled his ass upstream. It took him about an hour.
Wow.
It took him about 40, 45 minutes just to get to him.
Just to get there.
Yeah. And about another 20 minutes to get him back. So what he did, I was like, she lost her paddle, and then you have a canoe that only has 1 paddle. So they down 2 paddles. She's in a tandem with no paddle. You got a canoe that only have 1 paddle. Fuck. He paddles upstream. He eventually gets to him because I'm on the phone with Cynthia. Okay, he's here. I see the guy. He had to take a break on my beach. He had to take a break. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he had to take a break. He just worked his ass off to get back upstream to y'all. Wow. So he gets over to him. Somehow he gets him out, and he just straps him to his kayak
and drags him back. Yeah,
and
tows him back or whatever.
He tows him back on the single kayak, but it's 2 people in the single and him. So the one twin, he pulls up in the tandem canoe by himself.
Okay.
I said, "Fuck, where's your brother at?" Oh, they behind us.
Still in the canoe with his mama.
About 3 minutes later, you see the guy coming back with them towing them behind them, and you see one twin behind the mom like this.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, this fucking day can't get even worse.
Wow.
So, oh man, both twins start out with 4 shoes. Each twin has 2 sets of shoes. Tell me why they only come back with 1 shoe.
1 shoe between them?
And then we only got that 1 shoe because as we was on the beach area by the power lines, as we sitting there, we see something come flow down the river. We're like, what is that, an otter? It was a fucking shoe.
It was a shoe.
The twin jumped out there and got his shoe. I'm like, what the hell you gonna do with 1 shoe? So we lost shoes.
Wow.
Leilani lost her glasses. I lost a speaker. Leilani lost a shoe too. Another girl lost a shoe. We lost a bag, keys. Man, we lost every goddamn thing on the river that day.
Wow.
Shane.
The Flint ate y'all up.
And a lot of people lost their dignity.
Yeah.
Lady had to go get a water rescue.
I bet that guy was pissed off.
I know he was pissed. He had to be pissed. Like, fuck, we need to start screening these people before we let them out on this river.
That's crazy.
But
all's
here
well
it is.
It ends well.
The trip keeps giving.
Okay.
2 days later, I'm fucking infested with poison ivy.
Oh, I did know that. Yep.
2 days. I'm the only one that got it. Ate up with it.
So let me ask you this: did they charge you for the paddles?
Yes, $20 a paddle.
$20 a paddle.
$20 a paddle.
What if you'd have lost the whole kayak?
Fuck,
Wonder how much that would have been.
I don't know.
Wow.
$20 a paddle.
$20. That could be worse though. $20 a paddle.
We all walked out with our lives.
I mean, yeah.
We had some close calls with the twins.
And you got a story to tell.
And we have a hell of a story to tell.
Wow. Remember the time.
Remember the time. So lessons learned, I won't take shit I'm not willing to lose, for one.
Right.
Let's start there. And then I really only want to go with people that I know are capable of helping themselves. Yeah. Where I don't got to be so concerned about your well-being.
Well, and Jessica and I talked about going with you. Mm-hmm. We really talked about going. But I don't want to I'm not ready to take Madeline out on the Flint yet. Right. I want her first kayak experience to be on still water where I can pay attention. She's never been in water over, you know what I'm saying? There's too much of that I wasn't willing to. Look, I've been on kayaking and canoe trips that went smooth as silk. And I've been on some, I don't know if I've ever had quite the debacle that you had.
Oh, man. It was packed full of debauchery. Shane.
I've been in the water with a half submerged canoe, not kayak, with the canoe half full of water and had to drag it over to the side and get it dumped out. And, you like anything can happen.
Anything.
Everything can be going smooth. You might have done everything right. And all it takes is one thing.
One thing.
And the next thing you know, it sounds like you had like 3 one things.
We had a lot of one things.
But one of them, don't know the lady, don't want to know the name because maybe I know him, but, like, don't get on the wall. Oh, I do know him. That's right. Never mind. Okay. But, you
don't get on the water after knee surgery.
You got to, and it's real easy to say, I feel good. We've all done it. We think we're recuperated better than we are, and then we get in a situation and we're in over our heads, in this case, kind of literally. So,
Well, I mean, if she never flipped, she would never had the problem.
True that.
The thing is, don't flip.
Or, but you can't guarantee you're not going to flip.
You can't.
I don't know if I've ever been out on the water that didn't flip in some way.
You can definitely navigate the Flint without flipping.
More often than not, I will admit it's from my own, I'm out there doing something crazy or whatever.
But with the Flint, you can navigate that without flipping.
Yeah, for the most part,
you should be able to navigate that without flipping.
But I'm not judging because, again,
But anything can happen.
Anything can happen, yeah. And usually does.
And the fucking poison ivy was icing on the cake.
Gift that keeps on giving.
The fucking gift, the trip that keeps
I've not
on
had
giving.
poison ivy in forever, and certainly like that, you're ate up with it.
I'm ate up with it, Shane.
Yeah.
It happened from them damn trees I got in with.
Yep.
Had to.
Yep. Wow.
It was a hell of a trip, Shane.
Yeah, but you got a story now.
We got a hell of a story.
If everything goes good, then we
don't have a story.
We went kayaking. It was cool.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
We got a hell of a story.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
End of the day, we did have a good time. If we didn't have that water rescue at the last hour, it would have been okay. It would have been an okay trip.
Yeah, that really would put
that water rescue kind of. I was like, fuck.
How come you didn't paddle back up there, Q?
Shit, I wasn't paddling back up
half
there.
A mile upstream.
Hell no. I'm like, they got to figure it out. These should be capable people.
One would think.
You would think that was my mindset. Now I would have if I had to.
Right.
But someone already offered.
Yeah. let the young folks take care of the heavy lifting.
Somebody already offered.
Yep.
Don't they say in sales? Don't oversell it. If you
don't oversell it.
If you already sold it, just shut up. Don't over. Look, fuck. He already offered to go, Shane. It was a hell of a trip, Shane.
Hell of a trip.
It was a hell of a trip.
I'm not saying I'm sorry I missed it, but at the same time, it'd be a hell of a story.
I'm itching right now.
Who knows?
Shit.
Well, what was that old song? Itching for a scratch.
I'm itching for a scratch.
Itching for a scratch.
Golly.
Wow. Kayaking with the Dardens. It could be a movie.
It was a damn adventure.
One
of the little girls had a real good time. Cynthia texted her mom to check in on her, one of Leilani's friends from school, and she was like, I can't wait to go on another adventure with the Dardens. She had a damn adventurous time.
That's fantastic.
She's like, I can't wait to go on another adventure.
I mean...
But you're not the one damn babysitting everybody either. You having a good time.
Right.
You fucking up my time.
You're not responsible for anybody.
I'm not responsible for everybody.
Wow.
Everybody wants to be the king, but shit.
That's a lot of kids per adult ratio.
That's
a high kid per adult ratio. Yeah. Of course, the 2 14-year-olds, and Leilani could take care of herself for the most part.
They worked the hell out of those little boys, man.
I mean,
they worked the hell out of them.
That's what you should do.
Then they got into that town with one paddle.
That's nuts right there.
They had to paddle that whole damn river with one paddle.
That's tough.
In a tandem.
I've paddled a whole canoe with one paddle, so there you go.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
But you know
that's
what?
My trip. I'm proud of my wife. She damn slayed that serpent.
Serpent slayer.
She a serpent slayer, certified. I seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Cynthia Dard.
Who'd have thunk it? I wouldn't have believed it. If she would have just told me that shit, I would have said, "You full of baloney."
No way.
No way. I seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Too bad you didn't get a picture of it as you were going by.
I was my damn jaw was just dropped. I couldn't.
Should have had that GoPro strapped on a helmet or something.
That's what I said. Next time I'm gonna do where I can keep my hands free.
Have you seen those Meta glasses?
Yes, I have. I have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to lose them out there on the river, so I wouldn't take them.
Put a strap on them, but I wonder if you could
get
those
those. But they do have
wet.
GoPros that you could strap on your head or strap on your chest. I might get the chest mounted one. Where I can still be hands free.
Right.
And all I gotta do is go boop.
Yep.
And still navigate.
Just capture whatever happens. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen people with those. That'd be the way to do it, probably.
That would be the way to do it, as opposed to holding it on a stick.
Back when I used to ride a motorcycle every day, I had a couple of friends that were like, "I want you to put a GoPro on your helmet. We want to see what's going on." And I'm like, I don't want video evidence.
Right.
They might subpoena that shit in court. I don't want it to, I've had to go to court on some big tickets a couple of times. The last thing I want is a video of that. Mr. Knox, did you just go between those 2 cars at 100, whatever? But the kayaking trip, I'd love to see that video.
Oh man,
I wish
it was a beautiful day. Like I said, it wouldn't have been as adventurous, but I wouldn't have been disappointed if we just had a smooth day where everything went.
But the kids learn something about self-reliance and about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good for kids to get into a precarious situation and still get out of it, and to know, to have the confidence to know that you can get through something. That's important for a child. If you never take them out in the rain, they never know what to do when they get wet.
Correct.
That's my
put that on the shirt.
Second word. There you go. If you never take them out in the rain,
they don't
know what to do when they get wet. What was that other one I said at the call? Oh, when I quit drinking, I started thinking.
When you quit drinking, you started thinking.
I'm full of one-liners today.
Shit, you got it, Shane.
Full of bullshit.
I'm taking notes. Oh, I'm
taking notes. you and two other adults with a whole gaggle of kids out there on the Flint River flat. Dude, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know what the hell you were thinking.
And really, I'm the most capable adult out of all the adults.
You were in the end. You're the only grown man.
I'm the only grown adult male out
which
here.
Means you are in charge.
Yep.
You're responsible. Maybe not in charge, but you're gonna be responsible.
I'm responsible for everyone out here.
If some shit goes down,
everyone out here,
everybody's looking at you. No matter what happens, everybody's going to look at you.
He let that happen?
Yep. You were out there with him? You didn't get what? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what you were thinking, man. Kudos on you. You're a good one. Yeah, apparently.
You live, you learn, though, Shay. Hey, I got wiser. That trip there wised me up.
I got to get philosophical.
Okay.
If you could go back to the day before, knowing what you know now, knowing how things exactly are going to happen, would you still have taken the trip?
Yeah.
There you go.
Only thing I changed, I wouldn't go in those trees to help Leilani and her friends.
You probably would have prepared a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you knew everything was going to be exactly minute by minute, you were going to go in the trees.
I would still
go. There you go.
I would still go.
See?
I would still go. Yep.
I can stand behind that.
Like I said, the only thing I changed is helping Leilani in them fucking trees. Because the water was waist deep, and I know if I do leave them, they're not going to drown.
They're not going to drown.
Just stand up. You'll be all right.
And sometimes it doesn't hurt kids to learn. All you got to do is stand up.
All you got to do is stand up. Just stand up, baby. You'll be all right.
Wow. What a trip. What a trip.
What a trip, bro. That's what I do from now on. I check the depth of the water before I decide to help someone. Because all you got to do is stick your paddle down. If my paddle hits, they fine.
If your paddle hits, you can stand up.
You can stand up. Oh, I'll catch you down, River.
Y'all will figure it out.
Y'all figure it out.
I'm going to wait on the sandbar. I'll make sure you get out and come by, but, y'all figure it out.
Y'all figure it out. I ain't getting them damn trees again.
You said they both could swim, right?
They both could swim. And they had their vest on.
And they had vests on?
It's mandatory kids wear vests.
Okay.
It's mandatory they had to put them on.
Yeah.
All the kids. Adults didn't have to wear them.
Right.
But the kids
But you want the kids wearing them anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would definitely put the kids in. Wow. I mean, there it is.
That shit crazy, Shane. Ain't it?
Fun was had by
then
all.
after that, the next day we're heading out to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
I ain't even got to my damn Baton Rouge stories.
And y'all spent 4 days in Baton Rouge?
We left.
And then immediately came back. Y'all were at our house for Madeline's party.
We came back Friday night, left out.
Leilani had 2 dance recitals on Saturday.
Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Came back Friday night, left out Wednesday afternoon, like after 12. We left out.
And got back Friday night late.
Got back Friday night late. I had an event. I had a Saturday market.
Then you did your Saturday market too?
I did my Saturday market. Then
Hustling.
Leilani had her dance recital. Cynthia went to the early one. I went to the later one.
Right.
Had Madeline's party.
And y'all were at our house till what?
And then Sunday.
8:30 or 9?
Yeah. And then Sunday we're back at it.
Hustling.
Shit don't stop, Shane.
Nope. Wouldn't have it any other way though.
Yeah. Shit don't stop.
It's best when the hustle never stops.
So what I did learn about Baton Rouge has the largest state capitol building in America.
Really?
Yes.
Baton Rouge.
And I toured it.
And you toured it?
I toured it.
Okay.
It's free entry. You can see where all the state representatives meet and all that.
Most capitals, I think, are accessible.
It's a public building.
Yeah,
it should be accessible.
You can get in there and see what goes on.
It's a public building. Yep, a lot of history to it. So Baton Rouge is Louisiana state capital. They have the largest state capital in America.
Wow.
That was one cool
Was
fact.
it nice?
Yeah, it was nice.
Sometimes they're kind of, you've been to Montgomery?
It was an older building, but you could tell, like, I couldn't imagine what it cost to build something like that.
Okay.
Today. I couldn't imagine the cost, just for that.
Wonder what it costs to maintain it.
Yeah, I don't know, Shane. I'm pretty sure all those numbers are out there. But then,
sure.
and then rode by LSU.
Okay.
The college or whatever, LSU, the college. That was in Baton Rouge. Yeah. It was about an 8-hour drive, 500 miles from my door to the hotel.
Okay.
It was like 500 miles on a dot.
That's not bad, but it's
still
a good pull.
That's the good pull.
That's
500
a good
miles,
pull.
500 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Yeah. So
We finna drive that old hoopty van up to Ann Arbor.
that's been my week, Shay.
That's like 700 miles.
And I'm itching right now.
Stop scratching. You're going to make me itch and I don't even have it.
Lord.
Wow. Well,
We getting dangerously
moved
close.
off of Mike. We are dangerously close.
Dangerously close.
The red light is on and the rev limiter has kicked in. Man, speaking of rev limiter, you've been watching the Isle of Man TT?
Oh, that's going on right now.
I think it was last week, so I think it's over now.
Anyone died?
Yeah.
How many?
I think just one.
Just one died. I think they say
just one.
about 1 or 2 die a year.
The average is more than one, like 1 point something per year.
That is
died
crazy.
there. And there were a couple of nasty wrecks that people walked away from, but one especially, dude high-sided and then just barrel rolled. I don't know how the guy survived. That's the Isle of Man TT has got to be the most dangerous.
I'm surprised they still allow it.
I am surprised.
It's allowed, like
at least along the route that they do. If y'all don't know what the Isle of Man TT is, just look it up. Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
Isle of Man TT.
It's a small island. What do you think the island is?
They race around the whole thing. I mean, the
island is not very big.
Yeah, I don't know what the circumference is, but it's not.
The circumference of it, like
they race around the entire outside of the island during this race. So a lot of it is long, straight, open stretches with big sweeping curves where they can really open it up. But then when they come into the cities,
them damn
guys,
cities.
If you haven't seen it, it's literally motorcycle racing at speeds above 150 miles an hour through a small town with rock walls on the sides of the road. Like if you mess up, you hit a rock wall at 150 miles an hour.
That's what it
There's
is.
been some gruesome, bloody deaths out there. More than one person a year dies.
Wow.
During the Isle of Man TT.
And what they run out there, 1,000s, I think is the. Do they have a category?
They got different categories.
Different categories.
They run those sidecar super bikes out there. Have you seen those? Where the guy's on the back shifting from one side to another.
Would you strap yourself in one of those?
Just in general?
Just to do that?
No, for the Isle of Man, hell no.
Shit.
I'm a motorcycle rider.
On a motorcycle,
I wouldn't run that race.
No.
I wouldn't run that for all the money in the world. I'm not running that race. It doesn't even have to be your fault. There's 3 places on the course where you go airborne. Yeah. I think there's 3 places where you literally are. You're jumping. You're off of the ground, and you got to be able on 1,000cc hyperbike,
sport bike.
Can you imagine? You got 200 horsepower on 2 wheels, and you're in the air. And as soon as you come down, you got to immediately lay it down over and get through a curve.
On right now.
I'm pretty sure it was last week. Yeah, I think it's over. Yeah, wow. I think it's all over. But yeah, I'll tell you,
catch some highlights.
That's one of the when you watch those guys helmet cam, you can't even imagine.
You can't imagine
how they have the reflexes and the skill. That's a young man's game too. That's not for folks our age.
Yeah,
that's not for folks our age.
Top riders in the world, young men.
Yeah.
These guys are not MotoGP guys. I don't think because I bet. Whatever company you won't even allow you to go do.
Mark Marquez is not racing the Isle of Man, no. But they're pros.
Yeah.
They're like
they're pros,
they're professionals for sure. And some of the obviously some of the most elite riders in the world. But yeah, if you're sponsored by Repsol or whatever,
hell no, you cannot go out and do that because you're gonna die.
Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die every time.
Someone's gonna die,
and it may
every time.
Yeah, literally 200 miles an hour between small town streets, like what would normally be a 2-lane street. And the thing is, people live there. Like their house is, 30 feet off of the road.
I would definitely love to be a spectator.
It surprises me that there's not more instances of a cat running out in the road, a dog. They've got to have real strict procedures. If you live there, okay, once a year. Whatever you got's got to be locked up.
For the shutdown.
No child has ever wandered in. You know what I'm saying? Yep. The town has got to be shut down because these guys are literally coming through at $1.50, or $1.75 or whatever, right in front of houses, businesses. Just crazy.
It ain't boom boom boom. It's room because they run it one at a time. right?
Well,
they're not running back to back.
They're not head to head.
Head to head. They're coming through.
But they catch each other. Now, sometimes it's sometimes it is.
You got to be lollygagging out there on the track to get. Because I wonder what's the delay.
I don't know.
They send the rider off. Okay, you got to wait at least 3 minutes.
I don't think it's 3 minutes. I think it's like 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a lot of time
30
to catch
seconds is a
up.
long time.
But
Yeah,
there's somebody that's 30 seconds faster than somebody else out there, and you do see them. They get not bunched up necessarily, but there's times where 3 or 4 come by at almost the same time. Yeah,
that's just crazy, Shane.
That's
I'm
the craziest
surprised they
motorsport.
outlawed that shit.
Yeah.
On that. I mean, I'm pretty sure the governing body of that island probably like, it brings tourism. This is
For
where
sure.
a lot of people probably make them.
You would never know. You would never heard of the Isle of Man.
Unless it wasn't for that.
But apparently, it's a beautiful vacation destination. Like, it'd be a great place just to go visit. They got beautiful beaches
If I'm
and
going,
what have
I'm
you.
going to the damn.
I'm going when the race. For sure.
When the race is going on.
I'm going
I would
when the race
love
is
to
going.
see a motorcycle come by 180 mile an hour. I mean, grazing a brick wall.
Dude,
Look.
I'm telling you, man, we can get awful close to that going down to Barber. We got to go to a race down there. I'm gonna figure it out, and we're gonna set it up.
God,
And we're gonna go to a race down there because, it's pretty.
I feel like I did a lot of talking this episode, Shane.
You have been. Oh, Mr. Producer's watching.
You let me cook on this one a little bit with the story.
That's a hell of a story, though. That guy's on a Ducati, I think. Oh, they got the helmet cam.
It sounds
yeah.
like a Ducati.
Let's see where they are now, Mr. Producer. That's out in the the outskirts of the island or whatever. When you see them come into town, it'll make you.
It gets funky
it
when
gets
they come
just-
into. Yeah. You'd be like, no way. Imagine the nuts on one of those guys.
Look at that. Yeah, you see that? He was probably doing $120 right there. Look at those brick walls on the side. See the rock walls on the side where he's got it full lean? Blind curves. You can't see through the curve. You know the track. You've been out there and you know the lay of the land, but
Still, I
Yeah.
can't imagine
No.
the kahunas on one of those guys.
just to strap up and go
Just
out there.
to get out there on
Yep.
that damn thing and run like that.
And somebody dies every year. Like, it's not theoretical.
Someone dies.
You go to Barber Motorsports or whatever, almost nobody ever, it's happened. There have been a few people died out there,
fatal.
but it very seldom happens.
Correct.
And there's an ambulance standing by. With this, what's an ambulance going to do when you hit a brick wall at 120? And it happens. They hit those walls sometimes.
You a meat suit at that point.
You a meat suit.
You're
You're a splatter mark on the side of the road.
Back on the side of the road.
So, I always go off in a weird direction mentally. What if you live right there? Right there next to one of the most dangerous curves by the rock wall, and you're like, yeah.
We'll put a cross right there. We'll put some up for you.
I mean,
don't know. Hey.
No, but I'm saying the people that live in that house right there next to it, every single day they're realizing somebody died right there in 82 and 92 and 97 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a place where it's a particularly dangerous stretch and somebody lives close to there and, they drive by it, that's where they always wreck right there. 5 people died in the last 10 years in that one, or whatever it is, Amazing.
We'll memorialize you for about a year maybe. Until the next race come around and the next guy die.
That's an insane race.
It is. It really is.
But you know what? I'm glad there's people out there that'll do it.
Shit.
I'm not going to be one of them.
I couldn't be one of them.
No, not going to be me.
You couldn't pay me.
Not going to be me.
They
But
tell me to go out there and run this race full speed, fast as I can.
fast as you can.
Now I drive the course, but I'm not fit to go
for
out
sure,
here and
yeah.
down run it as fast as I can.
No. The margin of error is very slim.
Very slim.
You ever been to?
And my reflexes ain't what they once were.
You ever been to Deal's Gap?
No.
So the Dragon is a whole nother. It's not. There's no residence. There's no brick walls or anything. Although sometimes there's a cliff face on one side and a cliff going over on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And when you ride it, you don't want to go off the edge. There's no cell phone service up there. So if somebody doesn't see where you went off or see it happen, and if you go down up there, they medevac you out. They bring a helicopter in and come and get you. It's the only way to really do it.
Mm.
It's and some of those. Now I've been to Deal's Gap a couple of times, but best believe I wasn't running flat out, especially on that big old Busa, man. It'll wear you out. But now, both times when I was done running it, I had little rubber balls on the side of the tires. I ate the sides, ate some tires up on it. But I still wasn't nowhere close to flat out. I probably was giving maybe 70%.
Which is still a lot.
I was,
that damn
I was trying to move it. Yeah.
70 shit.
Rubber legs on the, when you're done.
Is it better to give 70 on a boost or 100 on a 600?
I tell you what, it would have been a whole lot more fun on a 600.
On a 600. That was
been
my
a
sweet
lot
spot.
more fun on a 600. Yeah.
Being on leader, I had a leader bike.
Right.
I had multiple 600s. I had a 750. I found my sweet spot like fucking on the 600.
If I were going to ride like that all the time, I probably would have wanted a 750. The GSXR 750.
Yeah, I had a GSXR. That was my first bike.
That would be to me the one that would probably fit me the best as far as, wanting to do. But flicking back and forth, that's a young man's game,
It is.
And the tail of the dragon is it deals gap. That's real technical. It's real tight.
Mm-hmm.
You're never. There's no relaxing, and you're always leaning from one side to the other hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're always dragging it over and dragging it over the other side.
I like to do it once on a bike. I like to do it.
It's cool, but there's a road up there called the Cherahalla Skyway.
I heard about the Cherahalla Skyway.
The Cherahalla Skyway is, it's a lot more fun.
That'd probably be more my speed.
Well, and you can lay it down up there too, but it's a lot less tight curves.
More sweeping.
A lot more sweeping curves, yeah.
Sweeping.
I did the last time I did it. I'd done it before. I've done both of them twice. And the second time I knew the Skyway a little bit better, and I set that boost on about 110, and then just that was perfect. I wasn't having to work too hard, but still fast enough to have a lot of fun. Now you ain't doing 110 on the Dragon because you ain't going, you might hit 110, but you're probably not going to make the curve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Enough room to get up to 110.
There's a couple places where you
hit
can
another 110.
Yeah. There's probably a couple places where you can get that
curve.
fast, but most of it you're probably running between 40 and 60, and that's probably hustling it. I don't know. I wasn't looking at a speedometer.
I like to do it. I watch a lot of YouTubers and stuff that goes up there. They take cars. I watch a lot of car stuff. They take the cars to the tail.
But that's the thing. You see cars up there, and they're always over the edge, and you know what I'm saying? You come around one of those curves, and if you're at full lean and you got some fool in a Mazda or whatever, 2 feet across the yellow line, you have to think about that when you're riding that, because
the other people.
Yeah, what's the other guy doing? They let semis on that road, and semis cannot make those curves. So, how often does it happen? The last time I was up there, I stopped and talked to one of the photographers. There's 2 companies that just post up in the curves up there and take pictures of you coming by, and then they post those pictures online, and you can see like a sample copy with a watermark on it, but then you can download it for a fee. That's how they make their money. Mm-hmm. And I stopped and talked to this guy, and he was telling me like 2 weeks before that, a semi-truck came down there, and a bike just went right up under the front of it. Said it cut the guy's head off.
Man.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Head still in his helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he said. Went bouncing down the road.
Golly.
Yep.
Did he get pictures?
I didn't ask. That's a good point. I didn't ask. I can't believe I didn't ask.
Did you get pictures? That would have been my first question. Did you get pictures of it?
Wow. They weren't online, that's for sure. I went and found my pictures online. It was kind of cool, but I didn't buy them.
Did you get pictures?
Wow.
God.
Deals Gap. It's a lot of fun. They got a motel up there that each room has a motorcycle-sized garage attached to it. So you can park your bike right there, and there's a door to go into the garage, and then you open it up or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they also got the tree of shame. If you crash up there,
you got to hang something from the damn
you got to
tree.
hang something, whatever parts.
A hub cap, something.
Hang it up. Yep.
You better hang something.
Hang it up there.
A fairing. You done lost a fairing.
Whatever it is,
you better hang it up on the tree.
You got to put it on the tree.
Like the Christmas tree.
There's a lot of bike parts on that tree. And on the ground around it. And it's pretty fun.
I'll probably just not do. If I do the Dragon, it'd probably be in a car.
I wouldn't want to go up there in a car.
I'd do it in my car.
And I would do it in a car. I would do it on a bike now, but I would,
you'd be taking your time.
I'd be taking my time a lot more than I did.
I'd be in my own pace.
Yeah, but I wanted to say I burned it one time. The first time I went up there, I rode.
Now, is it uphill, downhill?
Yeah.
So you go up, then you can come back down.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know what the total elevation is. It's 11 miles. The part where everybody rides is 11 miles long, and I don't know how much elevation you're gaining in 11. Now the Cherahalla Skyway, you gain like a mile in elevation. It's a but again, it's big sweepers. Whereas the Deals Gap is, you're certainly going up and down. But yeah, it's a workout, man. It's a serious workout. But everybody knows Deals Gap. Everybody's heard of it, and unless you live somewhere close, most people haven't done it. So there you go. I've ridden Deals Gap twice. And both times tried to give it a little, like I wasn't timing myself or whatever. And I certainly was not, I got my knees down, But it's not hard to do on the gap because it's so tight.
The scraper, that's
You know?
a tight curve. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
It's
hitting tight curves like
you're
that.
hitting tight curves, and even if I can get a knee down in a parking lot. It's
Yeah,
just a
you
matter
can.
of what you're doing, and
You get a knee down the roundabout.
for sure, yeah, without even really trying. If you
Without trying, yeah.
especially like on a 600 for somebody as tall as me, it's a lot easier. But those guys up there's some guys that are real good.
Oh yeah,
I
watch a guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but that's what he does.
They got those.
He runs it as fast as he can. And
yeah,
he's fucking
every day.
He's flying.
Yeah.
Every day he's flying.
There's a couple of guys like
I
that.
can't imagine this.
Those guys put
damn.
they put titanium inserts in their knee sliders, so when they come around, it leaves a rooster tail of sparks. And if you're on the side of the road, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive. You hear that metallic slide on the road, and then you got a rooster tail coming out behind you.
I'm too conscientious when it comes to self-preservation. Like fuck, I'm like,
yeah.
And like you said, I don't bounce up like I used to.
No, I agree.
I don't heal like I used to, and falling.
And the
hurts.
fact of the matter is,
I done fell at low speeds, and I woke up sore as hell the next day.
Oh, for sure.
Going slow.
Yeah, the worst crash I ever had, I was only going probably 40, maybe 50 at the most.
Sore as hell.
Woke up, shit, I was busted up for about...
Busted
up,
I was
sore,
busted up.
up.
You like, God dang. Yeah, I'm out of the game, Shane.
Me too.
If the monies get right, I wouldn't mind having me a big old nice Harley and a nice sport bike or something in the garage that I might break out every now and then, And
yeah, I'm done.
I ain't doing nothing crazy.
I'm selling my Busa and I'm getting out of it. I sold my little Ninja already, and I'm fixing to sell that Busa, and I'm just not going to ride anymore.
Retired.
Hanging up my helmet,
Retired.
as they say.
Man.
How long we been talking, brother?
I'm gonna say a minute and hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, we're well past that.
How much?
Well past that. Oh, you want to know? 91 minutes.
God damn. Shane.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. I said
So
it
listen.
once. I said
Seem
it
like
1,000
we just
times.
sat down.
Say like we just sat down.
And again,
Shane.
we were talking easy an hour before this.
If I
Easily
said
for
it
an hour.
once, I said it 1,000 times.
So listen, if you're going to run off at the mouth as much as you... Just fucking with. But you've been talking all night, so you're gonna have to leave us out. You got to wrap.
Shit.
You got to wrap this whole thing up. We've heard about one hell of an epic adventure, and I don't use that. I hate when people
epic.
misuse that. But you, sir,
The epic.
do you know what the definition of epic is?
No, what is the
Worthy of
definition?
writing stories about.
Ooh.
It's probably a little bit more
That
flowery
is the
than
real
Webster.
that's
But-
the definition of epic.
Yeah. So when people say, we had an epic time, did you really? Is it worth writing a story about? But in this case, you certainly
I'm
had
still
an
down.
epic adventure. An epic adventure. So do me a favor, wrap all that up with a nice, neat little bow, and give us some words of wisdom.
Oh shit, Shane. You always put me on the spot, man.
Well,
what I'm gonna say, Shane, and I guess we can kind of tie it into my epic
adventure.
is if I'd rather you aim high and miss than aim low and hit. I think with this adventure we aimed pretty high. 3 adults, one of them just coming off knee surgery, 8 little girls, and 2 boys. Shit.
In between boys and men, not boys, no
boys
longer
and men,
boys, but
quite
not
men.
yet
yeah,
men.
not quite
Yep.
men. Teenage boys, and they did do a good job. The girls worked their asses off on this trip, but I bet we aimed pretty high on this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and 5 minutes into the trip, I knew I was like, this is gonna be a long day. But we didn't let that stop us, Shane.
There you go.
We had the
Perseverance.
adventure. You calling it epic, which I appreciate.
100%.
But I'd rather you aim high. I'm trying to tie it up. I'm trying to tie it in. I'd rather you aim high and miss than aim low and hit. Because when you aim low, Shane, and you hit, you're going to continue to aim low. You're going to get comfortable.
Yep.
When you aim high, Shane, it's going to stretch you. It's going to grow you. And on this trip, I got stretched and I've grown. The wisdom I got from this trip, I know not to take nothing I'm not willing to lose on the river, for one.
Mm-hmm.
I know not to go on the river with someone I think is incapable of helping themselves, for 2. So I got a lot of life lessons in this, and you can apply that to any aspect of life.
Have you ever heard the theory that success is just failure at a continuously higher level?
At a continuous higher level. I like that. I like that, Shane.
Let's leave it at that.
Aim high. Shoot for the stars.
If you miss, you're still gonna get into space.
If you miss, you still go get into space, Shane. I like that, brother. Let's leave it at that. If you miss, you still gonna get into space.
This has been Vendor Chronicles.
Mm.
Peace.